you can feel the change. You're like, God damn it. I can feel you all around me. I can feel myself literally hovering over this amazing thing that I've created. Why can't I touch it?
Come on, let go, baby. You know you wanna. Come on, let go. Don't you know it feels good? Come on, let go. You know you wanna. Come on, let go. Don't you know it feels good?
What is up, my beautiful Cancer? Mika here, the Traveling Tarot, back with some big news. Thank you so much for joining me on my new channel, Cancer Awakening. So I thought to myself, what better way to channel the most accurate messages than from a Cancer directly to a Cancer? And most importantly, Cancer, I think it's really important for us to communicate with each other and try to understand what the hell is going on here. Seriously. Okay? Because I know, as a Cancer Sun Moon myself, I've been doing the work. I have been meditating. I have been visualizing. And I have been saying affirmations. And I'm still getting some results that I'd rather not have. And I know that if I'm feeling that way, you must be feeling that way too. So I decided that I am going to devote myself as a Cancer to my beautiful Cancers, okay? We are going to have some direct readings in regards to our love and our finances, as well as a whack of channeled messages that I'm going to start with today, okay? So thank you again for joining me, my beautiful Cancer. If you guys are interested in a reading, everything is going to be in the description. But yeah, let's go ahead and figure out what's going on. Let's help each other navigate this energy, because this is not something that we can't do. And also, most importantly, Cancer, they want me to communicate with you what I'm going through, so that you can maybe understand it on a deeper level and maybe feel like and understand that I'm not just talking at you. I'm not just telling you what you should do. I'm here with you going through these things experientially as well as I'm in my own awakening. So I'm really, really excited about starting this channel. And if it does resonate with you, do what you can to support the channel so that we can keep this energy exchange going. Okay? So let's go ahead and just jump into the channeled messages that I received, okay? Out of the gate, like I said, they want me to communicate with you that you are being protected during this time. It may feel volatile. It may feel like it's getting worse, okay? And that is because, and one of the things that I've come to understand is that with everything that we have gone through, from releasing to surrendering to all of these things, our bodies still need to catch up. We may spiritually feel like we're ready, and we are. That comes easy for us, Cancer. That's our natural talent. But our body still needs to catch up. Our body might still be living some of the trauma. So right now, our awakening is coming through rest. It's coming through finding this place of ease so that our nervous systems can reset and recalibrate to the new energy. And so that's why it might feel like, even though you can feel, especially Cancer, you can feel this cusp of something really big. It doesn't seem like it might be changing all that much. And also, because it is a subtle, quiet awakening, it might not be coming in these big, boisterous changes, or it is coming in those changes, but it's not the changes you were hoping to see or expecting to see. And so you might be missing it, because one of the messages that is on here, and I'll get to it, but is that this is a quiet awakening. This, even though we are meant to take action, it's supposed to be inspired action. And so this awakening is coming quietly. This awakening is coming through rest. It's coming through honest reflection, and it's coming through, trying to figure out where I put that. And it's coming in those quiet moments that we have with each other. This is because we're in an in-between space right now, Cancer. Our awakening is coming through this deeper level. Not saying you haven't been through an awakening, but this deeper level of awakening is coming through those quiet moments. Okay, this is a major transformation. Okay, don't get it twisted. You weren't passed up. You aren't being tested, but your body does need to exude a different energy. And even though you might spiritually be feeling like you are, your body still goes back. And you could, if you really honestly start becoming aware of this, you're going to feel this. Your body's going to start to shrink back into that, especially as, again, things is, oh God, this is like a few years ago, I was going through my dark night of the soul, where everything I was doing was being blocked. It almost feels like that time right now, but that's because we are on the precipice of this major change, and I can speak to that because I went through that several years ago, and that was one of the big awakenings that I was having. It was sort of like everything I had been doing awakening wise led up to that dark night of the soul where I felt like hopeless and unhappy and devastated. To be honest, I was living a horrible life, and it all came to a head to where I was forced to surrender, which brings me to later on in this paper, that it is all meant to get you to surrender during this transitional period. Surrender to this discomfort. The energy that might be compounding right now is based on you being in such a discomfort or an uncomfortable position that you're trying to hurry into something else. And so the energy behind that is not transformative. It repels the transformation and keeps you in that loop of running in place. Okay? So, but they want you to know, I said all that to say, they want you to know that you're being protected during all of this. Okay? So even though your bank account might not reflect what you want, you definitely have what you need. And this is one of the things that you want to embrace, appreciate, and accept. Okay? Because it's the energy that's being exuded right now, if you're coming up against these blocks, is repelling, but it's also because it's like a seed or like a caterpillar right before you're about to break through and start to really sprout and become, okay? And that's what you're feeling right now. Do you think that a tree that is in a shell as a seed, or a caterpillar that is developing in this gestation period, if you will, when it's time or it gets too big for this thing and has to break out of the shell, baby chicks, things like that, that it's not uncomfortable? You have to break open this shell that you've basically been in all this time. And so you're doing this now in your subtle moments, in your quiet moments, okay? It's really very important that you understand that, yes, you do have to take action, but you want to take it from an inspired action place and not just trying to keep busy. You know what I mean? You're trying to take that action from an inspired place, because if you're just doing it to keep busy so you don't worry about this, that works for a minute, but it becomes repelling energy, because now you're exuding, I don't want to be here, get me out of here energy, okay? They do want you to know that it is a soul level shift, okay? This is going from the caterpillar, becoming the butterfly, and you're too big for the cocoon anymore, so you have no choice but to break through, okay? Think if that butterfly said, ooh, I am way too afraid to get out there and fly. I am way too afraid. I remember when all I could do was crawl. I couldn't fly, that's for sure. And so even it has no choice but to break through it. But if it decided to shrink back in there, it would still keep just getting bigger, but staying stuck in that cocoon. And that's kind of what's happening right now. You're being asked to surrender. It's not forced, because nothing is ever forced. But if you want to see the progress that you're seeking, you're going to need to allow yourself to be shifted. Okay, you're going to have to sit with the discomfort and not exude this energy of get me out of here, so that your repelling energy dissipates. Okay, and then I touched on this about it coming through rest, reflection, and emotional detachment. You are slowing the momentum down on years and years of whatever you've been putting out. Like Abraham Hicks says, it would be very rough on the contents of a train that was going even 50 miles per hour in this direction to just all of a sudden turn around. Okay, especially if it didn't have time to slow down to turn around. Okay, so right now, this awakening is happening. You're in the transformation. In fact, my favorite movie, The Never-Ending Story. You're at the end of you're at the Southern Oracle. Okay, you're working through, making it through those different phases. But right now, your awakening is coming inward. This is why, remember, that if you guys check out my other channel, The Travel in Tarot, before, it was saying that the reading was definitely about letting go of the need for external validation. And this has to come from us just wanting that fulfillment, which again, it's so trippy that this is coming up, because I'm going to get to the cards that I pulled also to go along with these messages, so that I can give you guys that confirmation of what I was receiving. Okay, but let's keep going. It says it's coming through rest, reflection, and emotional detachment. So there's not really anything to do, and this is why you might even feel a little confused, a little foggy, a little unclear. But it's because you're trying to see what you can do to get something to go. And unfortunately, that's repelling what's coming in for you. And because you're super intuitive, you can feel the change. You're like, God damn it. I can feel you all around me. I can feel myself literally hovering over this amazing thing that I've created. Why can't I touch it? And this is what's happening. It's an ask to go inward, so that you can trust yourself more and stop relying on what you think other people have that you don't. Okay? Because it's BS. Straight up. It's straight up BS. The only difference is they might be doing it and you're not. That doesn't make it or them better than you. All you have to do is start doing it too. This energy levels the playing field. Okay? So all you have to do is decide, fuck that. I am good enough. And start doing it. So, again, that's funny because I had already said that. The next thing was talking about that inner desire to hurry and move on because of this discomfort. We have been going through this shit for a long time. We've been hearing, hang in there, Cancer, you're getting ready to have a major breakthrough. And that doesn't mean we haven't been having breakthroughs. It may not have been looking like we thought it was going to. And all they're saying is relax into what's going on, because our vision for how this is going to come about is much bigger than anything that you can see. So your only work here is to settle into where you are, find a place of gratitude, because we are taking care of you. I'm incredibly comfortable. I go swimming every day in my pool. I eat delicious food. I hang out with my family. I love my dogs. I have a really nice house. I mean, I'm going to thank you, Spirit. I appreciate it, because I was homeless a few years ago. So, you know what I'm saying? So the truth is I don't have anything to complain about. And neither do you if you take stock of what you're given and what you truly have. And now you're going to be coming from a place of gratitude. And now you're going to be coming from a place of gratitude, and you're going to receive gratitude and things to be thankful for. Okay, focusing on focus on how far you've come, man. Seriously, get out of this energy of what you've lost or lacked. Okay. Let's pause it for a second. Okay, so we're back. I get really emotional about it because I'm telling you, life was very different only a few years ago. But the important thing to understand is this is all meant to awaken, balance, reciprocity, and energetic exchange, Cancer. During all of this time, you've just been giving. You've just been giving, and you have not been getting back what you give. And I don't care if it's in a relationship, I don't care if it's in a job, I don't care if it's in a business, I don't care if it's in a friendship. You have been giving more because it's our nature to give. This is what we do. This is our time to shine. Ooh, you want us to take care of you, you want us to feed you, you want us to love you, you want us to hug you, you want us to make you feel loved and happy and comfortable. This is our time to shine. And we'll even do it at the sacrifice of us, and that's what we've been doing. And so, because there hasn't been any balance there, there's discord now because things are coming into balance. So things that haven't been in balance, they can't stay in balance. Unless you decide to go down that road, because you don't have to do anything. But you can certainly decide, hey, I'm going to see what happens if I do something different this time. I want these things, and not only do I want them, but I deserve them. It's my birthright. And it doesn't matter whether it's this or that, or you do this or that, or what it is that you even want. It's your birthright to have what you want. It's your birthright to be rich and famous if that's what you want. It's your birthright to have a happy family with a comfortable home and a comfortable income if that's what you want. It's your birthright to have what you want. Embrace that, Cancer. Feel that right now. Feel that truth, because it is the truth. Yes. Don't you use the fact that you are such a giver to your advantage, but make sure you're getting back. Because the truth is that when you do give, you're giving from your heart and your soul, so you are using that to your advantage. Don't let what's been happening change how you give or how you love. But make sure that you're giving that back to yourself, and make sure you're receiving that back from others. And if you're not, bless everybody's heart, but you can't do it here. We're vibrating differently here. And if you come here with that, your vibration won't be able to stand, because my vibration's not going anywhere, baby. I know too much. No, thank you. Okay. So it's going to be an ask, again, like I just said, to balance what you've been giving versus what you've been receiving. Okay, right now, that is what that quiet reflection, that is what that awakening is coming through. That is what this soul level shift is going to come through. Are you getting back out of life what you've been giving? If the answer is no, it's time to ask yourself some questions, and we're going to get to a couple of journal prompts that you can take away from this video that will help you start now and say, no more. I deserve these things, and not even that, they're my birthright. I will not put up with not having what I want anymore. Fulfillment-wise, I'm not talking about the Porsche, even though that's fine too. Okay, it's fine. What you want is fine. It is not about what you want. It is about how you focus on what you want. It's not even about what you're thinking about. It's how you're focused on what you're thinking about, because we always have crazy thoughts. If you could step back, which we are so good at going internal. This is why this is perfect for us right now, Cancer, even though inner struggle did show up, which we'll get to when I get to the cards. But if you can step back and observe these things that you always do and tell yourself, oh yeah, I recognize this pattern, it'll start to dismantle that energy. You may have to rock it back back and forth a couple times. It really is contingent upon where you are and who you are. But it's all okay, because we're all on some part of this path, this never-ending story. I love that movie so much. It literally is my favorite movie. I might even do a video on and break it down for you guys about how much symbolism is in that movie. But yeah, they're saying this discomfort might tempt you to take a step back to shrink back. And look, that's what's been happening. Duh. But they're saying you might be gentle with yourself if that does happen. Remember, even if that does happen, your awareness should not let it get too far off the rails. Even if you have a day where you feel like you don't feel like getting out of bed that day. Don't kick yourself in the ass, first of all. Do what you can that day. Focus on right now. Don't be like, oh my God, am I going to feel this way tomorrow? Because now you're compounding and you're also calling this from you tomorrow. Look, I feel this way right now. I'm just going to sit with this. I'm going to lay here. I'm going to put on some Lifetime movies, get some good food, and try to figure out what I'm going to do. Why I feel this way. Or even not even that. Just let it go for a minute and you'll start to receive. Because the thing is we need to take those, that's what vacationing is all about. We need to take those breaks from doing so we can start receiving. And so a good portion of this awakening, Cancer, has been about doing. Has been about, especially to bring you to this point in your journey. It has been about you releasing and visualizing and imagining and rewriting your story and all of that fantastic stuff that's here to get us to believe what's already happening or what's already here. Okay, because we're not creating anything with that stuff. It's getting us to believe it. That's it. Okay, it's getting us into the energy of what it is. So don't think you're out there trying to make sure that this is happening or create it. Everything is happening. We're on the surface of everything, and our energy decides whether or not we get to experience that thing. And the beautiful thing is that we're all now becoming more aware of is that we can change that anytime we want and get what we want, get something differently. Okay, but they're just saying, be gentle with yourself. If you find yourself stepping back into old patterns or old habits of thought, you are breaking a deep-seated ancestral, maybe even cycle that you've been living, okay? And even though it may look hopeless, it is because you're getting ready. You're like that cedar, that caterpillar, that butterfly that's literally breaking through their shell to become this new thing. And not this new thing, but just this magnificent thing. The thing it's always meant to be. Okay, so try not to get lost too much in feeling lost. Because you can spiral. You can spiral, okay? I get it. Look, like I said, I'm a Cancer and I'm doing this channel for us. I'm doing this so that you guys can get real information, real-time spiritual awakening happening, so that if it relates to you, you can maybe get some clarity on what the fuck is happening here. And if you can kind of take a playful approach, it makes it kind of fun because the universe responds to that playfulness, and so it has a sense of humor. Let's just put it that way. Okay, they want you to know that everything that is happening, though, Cancer, it's pushing you towards a transformation, but this transformation cannot be forced. It cannot be rushed. This has to happen organically, and that is the discomfort you've got to find some peace with, okay? Because you don't need to just sit in being unhappy and spiral and cry, but you do want to find a place of peace with it so that you're not so desperate or so miserable where you are that you're so desperate to get over here because over here will always be just out of your reach. Okay? But the overall, thing they want you to know is it's just surrendering to that discomfort in this in between, okay? Because you are on the precipice, and I know we hear it a lot. I watch readings myself. I get readings myself. I'm a little blown away at some of the stuff that shows up and then just falls flat. There's something big happening right now, and that's how you know. When everything that you're trying, everything that you're doing, first of all, you can feel that energy. But when it feels like you're being met with some type of major resistance, that's your cue to surrender. Okay, that's when you know, I'm done. I can't keep hitting these brick walls. I can't keep banging my head against the wall. I'm going to surrender. And man, Spirit's saying, yes, let's go. Now they're going to be able to catch what we've been throwing at them this whole time. Okay? And they're going to see why. Because literally when I was going through that dark night of the soul, hitting every literal door and I was homeless at the time. Boom, door. I said, dude, I don't know what you want me to do, Spirit. So I'm just going to take my guitar outside of this homeless shelter that I live in, and I'm going to go into the parking lot, and I'm going to play and sing as loud as I can. And at the time I was learning Killing Me Softly by Lauryn Hill. And I would sit out there singing and playing that song and a few other songs at the top of my lungs. And to the point where I was getting a little bit of an audience there. I had a little following before I left the homeless shelter. Now I can laugh about it. But I'm saying, literally, 3 weeks later, after about 3 weeks or so of doing that, we got a call from somebody who hired my son, moved us to one of the most beautiful places, and set us up in a place to live. We have this amazing job, and that started the beginning of not only my realizing how surrender is what I'm being asked to do. It's not dig in more. It's not do more. It's if you're having this resistance, you have to stop. Stop and let the energy slow down. You don't even have to stop and try to do something else. You just have to stop it from going in this direction so that you can start it going in the right direction, or at least let in what's meant to happen. Because I look back at that time, and if any of those people had been doing their fucking jobs, if all of these unbelievable things, like people literally not calling you back, your people who are there to help you not helping you, was like, okay, something obvious is happening here, and I really don't know what you want me to do. But surrender. I don't have a choice but to surrender. And so, or lose my mind. And so I didn't do that. I surrendered, thank God. Because literally, if I had been doing any other thing, I would have missed the opportunity that showed up. I would have been wrapped up in something else that I had been struggling to get, and I would have missed the opportunity that literally changed our life. To where I said, I live incredibly comfortably now. And I will never, ever brag about it, but I will always show appreciation about it. And I'll always talk about it because it's fucking amazing. Period. And it's from a place of appreciation and gratitude. Okay? So, these are some questions that you can ask yourself to kind of get yourself more in tune with what's happening right now, okay? And to allow yourself to kind of open up. They're like deeper shadow questions, okay? Where might I still be overgiving and undergiving in my life? Be honest with yourself here, okay? Because this is about an honest transformation. This is about a subtle change here, or a deep transformation that's quiet. So you're going to want to be honest so that you can come from a place of truth. Any illusion is not going to be able to stand anymore, believe it or not. Okay, it may seem crazy right now, but that is because everything that we've been brought to believe is being challenged, and all of those things that were built on false foundations are being torn down. Thank God. We only want to deal with the truth here, what's real. And that's our truth. Okay, so it doesn't really matter. You can be aware of what's going on here. Don't let it change what you know is true, Cancer, because there's a higher power. And it's us. Okay, it's our energy that can change things, that is changing things. And that's why, remember what I said about the vibrational discord or the frequency? That's why the more the consciousness raises on the planet, the more crazy things seem to happen, because there's a vibrational discord. And so that's how you'll know what's real, is when things start to fall apart. It's because you're changing your frequency. And what was there can't be there anymore. It can't be, scientifically, if you want to look at it from that perspective. It doesn't really matter. It's all energy, so it doesn't really matter how you relate to it. It's important that you do and understand that it's your intuition guiding you. Okay? So ask, where might you still be overgiving or undergetting in your life? Are you making space for change? Have you made space for change? Obviously, you've been doing a lot of releasing and letting go. Obviously, that's part of it. But have you really? Are you constantly finding yourself going back to that same person because you don't want to be alone? Or because you're afraid of being alone? Or because it's incredibly comfortable and what's happening on the other side of it is not that comfortable? Be honest with yourself, okay? And it's okay. This is why it's great to journal these things, because you don't have to show anybody anything. And you could say, you know what, I am being a fucking idiot. You know, I mean, look, we're being real here, Cancer. Okay, that's what this channel's all about. Okay, this is a no BS, straight up, direct information, direct talk channel that I really am here to give you guys the information that I'm getting so that it can help you guys. Okay, because I know that as a Cancer Sun Moon, shit is real. Okay? Shit is real. But, where have you been trying to control an outcome? Okay? And that goes with that making space for change. Have you been trying to force something into being, Cancer? Because this is the time to acknowledge that and say, okay, let me bring an awareness to this so that when it happens, I can be that observer instead of being like, this is who I am. You can be like, oh, okay, I recognize this. I always do this shit. And you don't even want to get in the habit of saying, I always do this shit. But you can just be like, you know what? I see you. I know what this is. Okay? And the last question is, what is clearly trying to leave your life that you're holding on to out of fear or habit? And again, all of these questions are meant to jog your energy or make you look a little bit deeper into what you might actually be thinking or exuding or physically doing behaviorally that could be causing the delay or the blocks or the things that are going on that are keeping you from seeing the subtle, quiet awakening that's happening for you right now if you're not feeling that, okay? And definitely I put be honest. Honest reflection is a part of this deep, transformative, but very quiet awakening, okay? Very quiet awakening. You could miss it if you get lost in the broil. This is why right now you're meant to reflect and rest and detach so that you can catch the broader perspective and get out of the broil, because it's very hard to see when you're down on the streets. But when you're in the air, you can see the design. You can see the lay of the land. So if you can stay from a broader perspective, then you can live more free, because you'll be at peace and understand a lot more clearly what's going on, okay? So if you have made it this far in the video, definitely in the comments, I want you guys to put this affirmation: I welcome this shift. I welcome this. I am ready. What you got? Because I know that based on what I was telling you guys about that I only went through only a few years ago, what else you got? Because if I was going to do anything crazy, it would have been then. Now I'm not afraid. what you got. Okay, so put I welcome this shift, what you got. If you want to throw some steak on it, I welcome this shift, what you got, in the comments. Okay, so the last thing I want to just go over is just the quick card combinations that I got that confirmed this. Okay, the first one was apology with the Knight of Wands for the current energy, and that's confirming that just get me out of here energy. I am so miserable here that I just want to act and get out of here, and so that might also be keeping you from not only tapping into the energy of forgiveness towards yourself, but it's repelling because you're leaving from a place of desperation instead of peace. Okay, the challenge we move right into, which is sacrifice and the Hermit, and yeah, that your challenge might be like a deep inner struggle with letting go of this other perception of yourself, of this other way of relating to something or someone. It doesn't matter what you're focused on. I'm telling you, it's about how you're focused on it. So even if you're trying to call a beautiful relationship into existence, you gotta deal with how you really feel about love, how you're really thinking about love. And that goes double with money as well. It goes with anything that you're focused on, because we get what we want, but we speak louder with our frequency. So if we're just saying I'm a this or that, but every single time we do, it's sending out the signal of, man, I hate my life, that's what the universe is responding to. That's what the quantum field is responding to, okay? It also represents, and this has been kind of a tough one for me because I kind of feel like I've been on this solitary path, but I see it clearly now because it's an ask or a time for me to find that trust in myself, instead of feeling like I need those external validations or those external resources. Those come from within. Okay, so the challenge might also be understanding that you're on this solitary path right now, and the sacrifice would show up to let you know that the challenge might be understanding that solitary path is necessary for a deeper and greater reward. Okay, but hang in there, because the beautiful advice which showed up with awakening and the Four of Swords was all about confirmation of that quiet awakening, and that it is going to come out of the energy of ease and peace and relaxation and inspired action. Okay, so if you find yourself digging into something or trying to do something or feeling frustrated or just trying to do it so that you don't have to feel this, that's not the time we're in right now, Cancer, because we're on that precipice of change. It is going to be all about you saying, all right, I welcome this shift, what you got. Okay, so I hope something did resonate. If it did, please do like, share, subscribe. I'm so excited about this Cancer channel because I really feel like, not that I was giving anything else in everything else that I do, because you're always going to get me 100%, whatever that is. But Cancer, I love the fact that I can speak to you experientially here, okay, and not just intuitively. Okay, so I'm going to pull you guys a couple of self-care cards and one angel number for this reading. So if you do find these messages and they do resonate, when you see these numbers, this angel number, you're going to know that it's a kiss from the universe or an information from the universe for you to tune more into something. Okay, we'll pull that card. But yeah, like I said, please do, if it is helping you, please do support the channel. I'm super duper excited to be talking, communing, and literally tuned in more to my Cancer brothers and sisters. Okay, so when I pick up the deck, of course, the self-help deck, we have Give Less Fucks. Yeah. Right now, Cancer, it's about what you need, and it isn't that you can even not give a fuck because you're a Cancer. You do care. You're charged by your emotions. You were ruled by the moon, but it's going to be an ask for you to make sure there's some reciprocity in that situation. Okay. And if it's not, you're going to have to try to detach, because remember, we did get it's coming through rest, reflection, and emotional detachment. It's time for you to give less fucks, okay? So give me one card for my beautiful Cancer that's going to help them best take care of themselves as they tune in and understand that this is definitely a quiet awakening that is coming through that rest and reflection and that surrender, most importantly. They gave me 2. This is why I love this. It is real. Have faith. And you're overcoming these obstacles, Cancer. That's why I say it might not seem like much is changing, and it might even seem like things have gotten worse. But they want you to know, tune into that faith, and we have received showing up at the bottom of the deck. I love you guys, man. This is that it's happening because you're getting ready to break through that shell. You're getting ready to break out of that cocoon as the butterfly. Okay, you're getting way too big for something that you're still possibly holding on to, because we definitely got I don't know. We definitely got the "just get me out of here" energy with the apology and the Knight of Wands card showing up. But they want you to have faith. You are overcoming something huge right now, my beautiful Cancer. We are. Okay. So, and we did do 30-day challenges, which will help you receive. It'll help you tune into. And it even says meditate. Keep going with the self-help cards, but. Give yourself some type of 30-day challenge. I do have a 30-day manifestation challenge workbook. It's free. That's also going to be linked in the description. So feel free to take that challenge and just start to honestly reflect and ask yourself those questions. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and give you, like I said, it's receive, have faith, and overcoming obstacles. It says, have faith. Remove the doubts and questions. You are ready to step into your blessings and claim what is already yours. I love this. It says, overcoming obstacles. Get back on your feet. Gain strength from difficult situations. This is that non-judgmental reflection while you're releasing those doubts, okay? And then we have, once you really tune into those things, you start to receive. You're being asked to open to receiving universal gifts. These could come in the form of love, money, compliments, healing energy, and universal wisdom. Know that you are worthy of these gifts and open up to them. I love you guys so much, man. That is so cool. And then, the 30-day challenges says force yourself to do something new for 30 days to form a new habit. And like I said, that 30-day manifestation will help dissolve the energy that you're currently living and move things in a different direction for you. And we did actually have something about, the discomfort might be tempting you to go back to an old habit or behavior, okay? So let me get you guys one angel number. Boom. Definitely when you see 4s, just know that Cancer, you are winning right now. You're not about to win, you're already winning, and you've already won. Okay, just know that. And thank you guys so much for that confirmation, because 4s also represent stability. Okay, so they want you to know that when you see 4s, just know that you're winning already and that you can stand firm in that truth. This is why I love this. When you see 888, just know. First of all, when you see 888, tap into the abundance that's all around you. But they want you to also tap into, are you aligned with abundance when you see these numbers? Individually or together? Are you aligned with abundance right now? Is what you're doing putting you in a receiving mode of abundance? Okay, so when you see twos of any kind, it's going to be an ask to check your vibe. Are you aligned with your vision right now? Are you thinking and acting and speaking in a way that's going to be conducive to your alignment with your abundant life, with the abundant version of you, with your higher self? Okay, 8s definitely represent the infinite self. And we have 3 here. So tune into your infinite self here, okay? I love that so much. So thank you again. Thank you again for joining me. I feel so blessed that I get to do this. I love you, my beautiful Cancer. I can't wait to do more videos for you, and I can't wait to talk to you guys, okay? Thank you so much again. I am Mika, the Traveling Tarot. Take care of each other, okay? Peace.
Oh,